on, people? It's Mr. back again with a review show. Hope everyone fits out well. And as you know, Nottingham Forest drawn 2-2 today against Stoke City. I've got the panel in today and a new panel as well. I'm going to start with the Mr. Microphone Man, Lee. How you doing, Lee?
Yeah, I've had better days, but don't worry, I'm all right. You? Are you good?
He's always having better days. He's always, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Next up, we've got this Matt. So, Matt, how you doing, Matt?
I'm all right. Thanks, Mr. Dore.
Yeah, and we've got a newcomer. His name is Jay Martin. He's a Forest fan, and he's got a YouTube channel as well. How you doing, Jay?
I'm very good, thank you. Good, sir. How are you doing? Thank you very much for inviting me on.
No worries. Before we do start, Jay, talk about your channel.
Yeah, so I'm a football commentator and reporter at Nottingham Forest, and I've been loving doing it. And I thought I want to share my angle of view with all of you Forest fans. So I thought I'd set up a little YouTube channel. So I know that Mr. Dore has put a link down in the description. So definitely look at it if you're interested. Thank you very much for putting that in there, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Well, like I said, people, Jay's got a YouTube channel. The link is below the description. It is Forest content. It is not. You did it not County as well. It's just strictly Forest.
On the YouTube channel currently, I'm just doing Nottingham Forest videos. However, I'm going to do some Notts County as well in the next few weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that if you're a county fan.
It's not many.
Right, so like I said,
I knew someone.
So everyone, make sure
you paid your internet bill.
Yeah, Dore.
Right, so right.
Dore's broadcasting
Yeah, I
from
paid it. Why?
Ukraine live.
Why can't you see me?
No, we can see you. Unfortunately, we can see the straight line of your new haircut and everything, clear as day.
Is that a Craig Price haircut?
Right, all
That's
right,
sharp, isn't it?
Very.
Oh, days. People, I'm actually. I see everyone saying that my internet not doing great.
No, you're behind. You're in a different time zone.
Everyone is it?
You're on Welsh time.
No,
Don't worry about
time
it.
zone. No. People, I'm
Bree Samba punched his router.
I could stop. Right. Let me everyone.
It's like
Okay.
Matt's room.
Carry on, Matt.
Oh no, I'll wait for him. I don't want to put him out of a job.
A minute silent for Ben's
Here
router.
we
I'm
go.
here.
Here we go.
Wait. Hello.
Oh, what the
I'm
hell?
here. I'm here.
He's changed direction.
Two of you at both angles. I think your other side looks better, Ben.
It was a bit close.
I'm here now. I'm
Right,
here.
Ernie.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm
all
here.
right, okay. It's not our match of the day, is it?
It's the new version, the better looking version. Like I said, it's called, talking about today's game, Forest 2, Stoke 2. We'll start with you, Mark. 2-2. How was your feel about today's game?
It kind of feels like a win, doesn't it, in the circumstances? Because who would have thought with a few minutes to go? Overall, I think you've got to be fairly satisfied. The last two games, you'd take 4 points, wouldn't you? You'd have probably bitten your arm off beginning of the week. So you've got to be philosophical. You're going to have things happen, and we certainly had something happen today, and we got out of it with a point, which you can't grumble about. And probably in the table, keeping them at arm's length and bringing Blackburn a bit down towards us was probably the, if we're going to get 4 points, you'd probably rather share them around that way, probably, although it remains to be seen for sure. So, yeah, philosophical, me.
What about you, Lee?
Well, at 1-0, we were kind of cruising, weren't we? We looked all right. We didn't look like we was going to give it away or concede anything. And then, obviously, a soft goal from the corner. I don't know who was supposed to be picking up the man. It was Madger as well, weren't it, who scored?
Yeah.
And then a moment of madness changed everything, didn't it? Because even at 1-1, we looked like we could go score again and win the game. But that moment of madness changed everything. But you've got to kind of give them props for with 10 men and not a proper goalkeeper in goal, still having the balls to sort of go back at Stoke and get an equaliser, despite knowing they've not got a proper goalie in there. So You kind of got to clap him for pulling it back and not giving up. But I can't help feel like, when you bring it back to 2-2, it does feel like you've won a little bit. But I can't help feel like we've dropped points, from being 1-0 up. But, I'm not going to be too hard on them because they've done well recently. So Samba's just got to cut out these mistakes, man. He's just got to bang it in.
I think that's something we'll talk about later on, because I think there's massive debate about Samba, but that's something that later on show we can talk about. Jay, what was your opinion about today's game?
Well, I mean, it was one of those games where, I think all fans, and I definitely went in with the attitude of, we've just beat Leicester, we've just beat Blackburn, nothing's stopping us now, kind of thing. Obviously, there was that element of kind of caution, Stoke we're not just going to, walk all over them, kind of thing. And I don't think we did walk all over them. I think Matt and Lee was spot on with their analysis as well, because I think, although we did get the goal up, I don't think we had a lot to offer in attack personally. For me, Keenan Davis didn't look match fit today. He didn't have that same drive and want that he has in other games. So I don't know if it's just because obviously they've had quite a few games in not a massive amount of time or what, or he's just maybe just not used to this amount of game time. But not a lot to offer in attack. But thankfully we did manage to get a couple of goals, and I don't think it was a terrible game. I think Stoke played quite well, actually. And I think it almost did feel like a win in the end, because I think most of us were expecting 2-1. We're out the game now. And then James Garner kind of brought us back into it with that great free kick. So, it was a tough game to watch at the very end. I must admit, I was about to have a heart attack almost. But, one of them. At least we got the point.
I'll ask you, Matt, like, the lineup, I was surprised at the lineup today. Like Ryan Yates, he's been great, but was you surprised at him being on the bench?
Yeah, I guess so. It's difficult, isn't it? Tactically, it's a bit of a toss-up. I would have probably. It's difficult at home if you got the 3 and then you got the 3 in front of them. Is it too defensive? You got to push the full wing backs further forward, don't you? Really? So I don't know. It was difficult. Who's that? There we are. So I don't know. We were calling for Yates to come on earlier and lose one of the centre halves. But having said that, I thought Cook was absolutely outstanding today, and Worrell wasn't far behind him. Cook was my man of the match, I think, unless you're going to give it to Worrell for his goalkeeping. So it was a tricky one. It was one of those ones but both teams. It was a high stakes game, wasn't it? But I think kind of both teams didn't know whether they were the ones that should go and win it. I thought we were just casual in the first half, sort of thing. Cooper's come out and said we were a bit tired and stuff, and we were on the back foot. We weren't really going for it, but that's us all over, isn't it? And I think we probably would have won the game more often than not in the second half, as we do. And it looked like it was going that way, apart from obviously what happened. And like I say, I don't know. I think we were tired, basically, and I think it makes a difference. The last few games have been really big.
I mean, Matt, Spence didn't look himself today. For me, he didn't quite see him on it today. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks that, but he just looked a bit off it today. Not that he played bad, because he didn't. He just didn't quite look himself. Maybe, like you say, he's tired. They played a lot, haven't they, sir?
Yeah.
I was just looking for comments, and I've seen one. Where is it? Shout out to Spanish One. Good evening from Sweden. You Reds. Shout out to the Sweden Forest Reds. Thank you very much for watching. Lee, like I said, the first half I think it was poor. Like I said, I think you mentioned was tiredness, but I wasn't impressed with the first half. What was you?
No, really, nothing seemed to work, did it? Passing or anything. We couldn't really pass a ball, could we?
We didn't get the run of the ball, did we? And the ref didn't help.
To be honest, that ref was shocking. He really didn't help. Every time we started getting the ball forward and they'd come in and side us down or take us out, he'd just play on, wouldn't it? And they'd have the ball back. Every time we touched them, or even he'd give him a free kick. But that could sound really biased from an outside point of view. But you've got to watch the game. That ref was shocking. But you think we can't worry about the ref, can we? Unless, like you say, sending players off, because we've got to keep playing. We get these kind of refs week in, week out. We've got to learn to deal with that. But it spoiled the game a bit for me, and it was a bit disjointed. I thought first half, passing was off. They just didn't look themselves. Now that's maybe why Stoke looked better, because I didn't think they were amazing. I don't think they offered a lot going forward. Not even with Maggio. He was just in the right place to scramble the ball in, weren't it, for his goal? I don't think they were fantastic. They were pretty good in midfield, which you expect.
I personally think I personally think it was a midfield battle, because I think that when they had Joe Allen, Powell, and Lewis Baker, because when we had no disrespect to Colback and Garner, I personally think we struggled in that midfield. They was getting a lot of the ball, and I think we didn't.
We missed Yates, to be fair. I'm going to say it.
Listen, we missed Yates.
It was the numbers, though. It was a numbers game, I think.
Yeah.
You can't. If you've got two of them, and there's three playing around, you're just going to be chasing the ball all day, aren't you? Really?
Chasing shadows, aren't you?
Yeah.
Jay, what did you think to Jay today? The first half.
I think we missed Yates as well. I will admit, I do think we missed Yates. I think that first half almost reminded me of you all went to the Derby game. That first half against Derby, for me, it just lacked any kind of drive in it. We didn't really want it as much as they did for me, and watching it was difficult. And I think everybody had very high hopes. So obviously there was a lot of pressure on them. But I think starting Yates would have helped. And in regards to Colback as well, I think Colback actually played quite well overall. I'd say I think he made quite a few important tackles. He made one just on the end.
Don't give Matt a big head. Don't give Matt a big.
Wow. Well, in that case, then no.
Ginger Prince is always good. You just know that. You take it for granted.
Carry on, Jay.
It was. I think it wasn't the most impressive of halves, but I think they applied a good amount of pressure, and we just allowed it to happen and didn't make those passes. Well, we couldn't make those passes, as Lee said. So I expected better, but I suppose again, at least we got the point and we didn't, lose out of it.
We played too much in our half, didn't we? We didn't really, because we got overrun in the midfield, and then we weren't getting any free kicks. If old Davis had got some of those free kicks, we'd have had more territory. So we spent the whole time playing risky defensive passes, didn't we? And it was kind of dodgy. And personally, I think Zinkernagel's most of the problem, because he doesn't offer himself enough, and he's the luxury player, and that's what I think tends to stretch everyone and make it difficult where you can't commit forward when he's not available. But anyway,
that's the thing with him. You don't know which one you're going to get. Do you? You can get a player who's unplayable or a player that's pretty much non-existent. And I think that's what we got today. Unfortunately, I like him, but
So, Jay?
No, I was going to say, I thought he had quite a good game out at Leicester, and then today it just, some of his passes, they were absolutely shocking. Sometimes he'd get the ball down, and that's fine, but he just didn't do anything with it. There was no end product at all, and it's just not good enough for me.
I'm just going to comment on another person called Bob, even Res, Bob from, is it Fresh USA? Matt, where's that, Matt?
It's USA somewhere. I think it's in California, isn't it? I don't know.
You see, Matt knows what it is. Matt is living.
I wonder how you knew it was in the USA, Matt. I wonder.
What was that?
I wonder how you knew it was in the USA. That's a good guess.
Well, there you are. Yeah, no. Well, I lived over there for a few years.
Yeah. So Matt. So people in the comments, whereabouts are you from? It'd be nice to know where everyone is from watching the stream. Lee, we're talking about the first goal, and I think again, Brendan Johnson scores for Forest, and again, this guy, he's just. Every game he's just playing great, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, his run in the box to put that away was fantastic. The ball across was good. It was just timing. His timing was impeccable, weren't it? And it just a really nice finish. It looked a class goal from where I was sitting. It was just impeccable. That run in, he just lost his man straight in, bam. And at that point, you fancied us to go on and win it, because I thought then we was kind of cruising, and then obviously we know what happened, but. It was class. That was a class goal.
Sorry, I'm just going to comment. So Spash, he's from California. Shout out.
There we are. See, I did know.
Joe from Macclesfield. There's a new come to Spain here.
Ben's in Ukraine.
Everyone's I think it's near Nevada. Okay. So people, whereabouts are you from? It'd be nice to know. We can talk about Stoke. I said they had that period they got the first, they got the second, but we're talking about their first goal. Like we struggled. I think like Stoke weren't great at all, Matt. But we've got to do better, don't we?
Well, I couldn't see them scoring 2 goals ordinarily. So when we scored the first goal, I thought we're not going to lose this. And it was only what happened which gave them a chance to score 2. Yeah, they hit the bar in the first minutes of the game, didn't they? And they, like I say, they had a lot of possession in our half with the midfield kind of overrunning ours and ours not playing out enough. They weren't spectacularly good. I was actually quite impressed by them. I thought they played the ball a bit quicker, but I think the ref helped them and they had a lot of luck with the sort of 50-50s and second balls in the first half. There were lots of 50-50 balls which we had to pull out of and they won and so forth. So another day, I think it could have been quite different. And it was a classic first half from us. Second half, well, I think it was shocking. If you're a Stoke fan, I think it was shocking they didn't get a shot on goal for the last however many minutes when you had Wall in there. You've got to have a shot, even if you're shooting from the halfway line. You've got to do something. So, and against 10 men on top of that. So, you know, they weren't spectacularly good. We should have beaten them. But I thought they played well enough today to deserve a draw on the balance of play. So I don't feel, even without all the sort of controversy, I think a draw was a fair result. And you're going to get a draw in a game like that quite often anyway, I think. So, you know, credit to them really where it's due.
Another one, I think it's another one from Jules Smith, even Rez from where? Toronto from New Zealand. Bloody hell, I ain't got a clue with that. With Toronto?
New Zealand. It's down near Australia, mate.
Yeah, New Zealand's like there, isn't it? Like just down there.
It's somewhere down there. I ain't got a clue. Yeah, I ain't got a clue.
Somewhere down there.
Right, another one. Yeah, where? South Sweden. Bloody hell. Thank people. You're mad. Thank you for watching this. It's mad. Right. The subject we're going to talk about now. Everyone's talking about it. Samba. And so I'm going to say my opinion about him. And it was coming. It was coming. And you've got to, right. I know everyone's been negative about Samba this, Samba that. He's a loser, but he's a fantastic keeper. He's one of the best keepers in the league. But what he did today was just ridiculous. Lee, let me say something. What do you think, Lee?
Well, it's been brewing, hasn't it? For a few games, he's been losing his head a little bit, hasn't he? Like arguing with players and fans, and it's been coming over these last few games since the Derby game, hasn't it? But it's just, what was he thinking? Like, I've not seen it again, but from what I've been told, he punches the player, and obviously the player's going to go down whether it was hard or not. It's just stupidity. He's got to cut this side out of his game now. Yeah, he is a great keeper, but today it could have cost us a lot more. You know, luckily the rest of his team stepped up. He's just got to, for such a great keeper, I can't believe he's making mistakes like that. He's the one that normally does the winding up, not gets wound up and then lashes out. Just stupidity, really, isn't it?
Sorry, I was looking at his comments. Another Stefan from Iceland. Shout out to Iceland. Eddie from, is it Belarus from Romania? Belarus?
Belarus.
I'm going to thank everyone for wherever you want. Wherever you want as well. Thank you very much for watching. This is mad. Yeah. Matt, what do you think about Samba?
I think he knows what he did. I think personally, I think he's a brilliant goalkeeper. He is what he is. Everyone's on his back now, but they're all probably laughing just as much when he was winding the sheep up and doing all this other stuff. So anyone that's on his back now, they're hypocrites. If they haven't been before. You take the rough with the smooth. He is what he is. He knows he's done wrong. He knew he did wrong straight away. He got angry, obviously. I actually missed it in real time, and I thought it was a lot more forgivable. But looking back at it, he didn't punch him. He pushed him on the back of the head, and he pushed him too hard. If he'd done it about half as hard, he'd have got away with it. The guy wouldn't have gone down. It wouldn't have been a big deal. And he's done it before lots of times.
They would have probably gone down anyway, Matt. They were dropping all the time anyway, so he'd have probably gone down regardless. A slight
sure.
He'd have gone down. You know?
But he got outsmarted by the striker, because the striker had a little dig on him, which the ref should have seen that and talked to him. But we know how bad the ref is, so the ref's only going to see what he sees. You know, it's only probably the best decision the ref made, the only decision he got right. But I hope Forest fans don't get on his back now.
Yeah, I'm just hoping
give him, like I said, but he was virtually man of the match before that happened. He was making saves left, right, and centre and keeping us in the game.
Yeah.
He does that. It's stupid. There's no ups or downs about it. It's definitely stupid. But don't get on his back. Don't self-destruct the team. Help support him. He knows he's done wrong. You know, he's on our side.
I've seen it. I've seen so many Forest fans as well, and I'm not going to mention people who really are. But like I said, Samba's a fantastic keeper, and he's kept his eye in a few games as well. And when you hear about Samba should leave Forest, blah blah blah, I'm like,
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
You're mad. You won't get a better one.
I've used Forest fans. Like, are you going to say, "Oh, all the saying that it's done in the other games"? Are you going to moan about that?
No, they shut up then. That we love a scapegoat, and it's not good. It's not a good look. Let's be bigger than that, and let's say you've made a mistake. Forget it. Move on. Don't do it again. End of story.
Yeah, that's it.
There's 123 people in. Please do hit the like button. It's a massive help. And I forgot to tell everyone, I have reached 6K. I'm proud of this moment. I have reached 6,000 subscribers, and like I said, thank everyone for everyone that has took part of my channel. So, like I said, people, thank you very much. And my next target is 7K, and maybe if I hit 7K, I might do a forfeit or whatever you want to.
We hold you to one.
No, there was
every
a
time
6K
you
one.
want to, you do one.
In the ring with Samba. Get in the ring with him.
Oh, I'll get in the ring with him.
Or Amanda tattooed up.
No, wait. If Amanda's watching, she's got a bracelet for me, and she still hasn't brought it for me. So listen to me, this is not my fault. But like I said, thank you very much for, like I said, I've got the 6K, and as well, I've mentioned so many times, and Matt, everyone knows this. Kevin Campbell is coming to Nottingham Thursday, the 28th of April. If you want tickets, please message me or message. Message like I said, I'm excited. Matt's got his ticket. Lee's got his ticket. Jay, have you got? Well, I think Jay won't remember it. Jay, you're too young to remember the King.
I'm too young to remember Lee. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to do my research on this one.
You've got to do your research.
He's looking over Ben's shoulder right now.
Right, the legend himself, Kevin Campbell. So that's the people I said. If you want tickets, please message me on Twitter or Instagram because it's nearly selling out. So please, like I said, get your tickets now. I've got 2 super chats as well, and this is coming from Key Red Talk. Shout out, Kevin. Forest fans are cool overall, guys. Also, Lee, did your microphone get who's safe?
Yeah, my megaphone's safe.
Microphone, I thought.
Yeah, the megaphone's safe. My well-being is not so much. A bit embarrassing, but yeah, we'll not go into that.
Don't know. This is PG. Lee, we don't want to go past you at your store, okay?
I will skin the cat another way. Let's put it that way.
Right, another one, and this is the most expensive super chat I've ever had. £8.99. Thank you very much for this. Is it OJ Joe Ewan?
Win bonus for us then.
Yeah, Lynn's for Joe safe and Penny. Unlucky today. We can't win every week, but we're back to keep on. Got the whole club. Got something differently happening at the Great Club and up the Red. It's like it is. It is so much better with Cooper here. Like I said today, 2-2. But like I said, if that was Houghton, we would have lost that game 5-0. And that's how it is. So, but yeah, thank you for the £8.99. I much appreciate that. If people who want to do super chats as well, I do appreciate it as well. And like to put a comment as well.
Ups and downs though, but we're still in it, so it's one game. Like
it's not a bad result at all. It's not a bad result.
No, I don't think so.
No. Right. We can talk about the Super Yates and like 8th minute. Jay Garner hit the bar. Super Yates hit it against the equalizer. Jay, how happy was you when he scored?
I mean, I was sitting there and I had a hot chocolate in my hand and I thought, you know what, I'm going to walk home absolutely gutted now after this run of form. And then boom, Yates gets that header in and I'm just chucking it everywhere, just like going absolutely crazy. It was just immense. I mean, I thought for a minute that the free kick had gone in. So I was already kind of half celebrating. Then I was like, oh God, no. And then I saw the goal going in. It was just incredible scenes. I don't think you'll see a game quite like that for, well, forever. It was a once in a lifetime kind of game for me.
What about you, Lee?
Well, I think my feeling was more relief than anything. Because, being 1-0 up and then all of a sudden it all crumbling and then 2-1 behind with not long left. I just kept going, what time is it? How long we got left? And then to see that go in, it was just felt like a world had come off the shoulders. You know what I mean? It was just more relief. Obviously, I was cheering and that and jumping around. But yeah, it was just, thank God. We're still here. We can win this. That was my thought. Like that free kick, just booted it to the corner. I thought, just lump it in. Go for another one. But no, I was like, yeah, of course.
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, he was channeling his inner Beckham, wasn't he? Like the Greece game. He took a deep breath and you did think, this is it. This is do or die. And fair play to him. He pulled it out of his backside and it was a hell of a free kick. It deserved to go straight in. And I think it was McKenna, was it, who headed it square?
Yeah, headed it back.
Yeah. That was very good as well. I mean, he deserves an assist for that. And Yates finally got his header on target. I was just waiting for his
I'm not gonna lie. When he went to the end, I was like, please don't miss this. Don't miss this.
No, it was McKenna deserves a lot of the credit. Well, but they all three of them do.
Yeah,
he made it unmissable.
Putting himself in there. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, personally, I think it was brilliant because the most important thing about a football team, I think, is the character. And that was all about character. And they executed it perfectly. But the character is what is going to get us promoted, not the ability. That's a bonus if you have the ability.
I was going to say, I think McKenna's just heavily underrated. Like in the air, McKenna is just... Look at the stats. Come on, guys. He barely ever... I've not seen him lose an aerial duel yet. He's absolutely incredible.
That's why I'd love him to get a few more goals because he's so capable with his head.
Definitely.
Like on corners and stuff. Get in there and get your head on it.
I've got another super chat, and again, it's for Splash. Thank you very much for the super chat. Guys, Samba has cost us game today. Unlucky Cooper had the ball to go. It was a positive so Samba needs to learn his lesson. I'm going with Matt with this one. Like Samba now he's suspended for 3 games. Is it the USA goalkeeper Horvath? He's got big shoes to come in now and say, like I said, we've got massive games against Bournemouth, Preston, a lot. So, Matt, what do you think?
Well, I think Horvath's a very, very capable keeper. A lot of people got very excited about his performances in the League Cup at the beginning of the season. So we shouldn't be worried about it. He's complete opposite of Samba. He's like a robot. So there's going to be no antics. It's a good opportunity for him. That's why we bought him. In a way, fantastic. We've got someone who's too good to be a reserve keeper, and he's going to get his chance. He's going to get 3 games, so he's going to get a good chance. I hope he does well. I hope Brice, learns his lesson, and he probably comes back. But he's got a bit of competition. It won't do him any harm.
No.
So I think, in a way, it might be a good thing. Let's hope it is a good thing. Let's think it's good for both their careers.
I've got another super chat. Bloody hell, another one. I think $10.
Call the tax man. When's the end of the tax year?
No, drinks on you then, mate.
Thank you, boy. Who's it? Not new come. Come. I can't read what it says. During the King Laces early, if we remove points gained by every team from the first 7 games, Forest will be second 2 points behind Fulham and 3 ahead of Bournemouth. Yeah, it would. Thank you for $10. I pretty much appreciate for that. Yes, it's like it's a massive. I think we're 7th in the league now, aren't we? So you've got to look at the bigger picture. Like I said to Steve before the game starts, Forest, we've got to stay in that between 10th and the playoffs because we could have lost today and we could have gone to 10th. So at this point today, it's a massive help, a massive game for Forest.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight.
You know what I mean? So other clubs are dropping points. If we don't play the best, but still at least pick up a point when with 10 men, we shouldn't have got even back in the game. You've got to just take it on the chin and go, do you know what? It's not that bad. We're still in there. You know what I mean? We're not far off. A win, it could look different. You know what I mean? A couple of wins.
But people, I'm putting this next subject, and I will tell the panel as well. I'll start with you, Matt. Like what player like wasn't up to scratch today? Because I think one or two players I think for me personally wasn't great. But Matt, any players that wasn't up to scratch today?
Well, I thought Brennan was a bit quiet in the first half. Well, all the forward. To be fair, they didn't get that much of the ball, but McKenna, who's unbelievable, he's had his most shaky last game. Last couple of games has been slightly fallible, which is nice to know he's human and he's not from another planet. So, that's all well and good. Who didn't have a good game? Well, Zink. I suppose Zink. I have to say Zink, really. I think he was the one which put a bit of a burden on the rest of the team. He's hot and cold. In hindsight, probably if we'd had Yates there, we'd have matched them up in midfield and it might have been a slightly different game. But Cooper went for it a little bit more, gambled on Zink. I don't think it really worked. I suppose that's it. But I don't think people played badly. Like I said, I thought Cook was outstanding. Roll was good. The fullbacks were decent again. Samba was really good as well until whilst he was on the pitch. So, yeah, it wasn't a bad performance.
Matt, we're talking about Lee. Stories come on for Davis, and I thought he was all right, to be fair, when he come on.
He's quite mobile, isn't it? For a big guy, he's quite mobile. I expected him to be really slow. He's not. He's just got to find his feet. I think he will get goals. He just needs to get himself in the right positions, and that will come. I think maybe he's trying a little too hard at the minute. Does that make sense? Because he wants to make a good impression, doesn't he? So he's throwing himself around, getting himself stuck in there, which is fantastic. He just needs a goal, and I think he'll be a spot-on player. I don't think he's a bad replacement for Taylor at all. I think he's. I'll hold my hands up. I was a bit underwhelmed when we signed him. That's me being honest, but I didn't know enough about him. And I guess you could say the same with Davis, and both of them absolutely changed my mind. Sorry, Jazz now already, just watching him.
Yeah.
His efforts there, and that's what I want to see. So fair play to him and Davis, both of them. Been fantastic, Davis has. So, yeah.
I mentioned, I think we missed Ryan Yates today. We've got Bournemouth next game, Jay. Would you, if you brought Ryan Yates back, who would you replace him for? People in the comments as well. Who would you replace if you Would you bring Yates in? Sorry, Jay, carry on.
No, I think today's squad. Yates should have started for me. So I think I would probably put Yates in the next squad, and I wouldn't change it up too much. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just about training a lot and just getting some players a bit more match fit than they were today. Because as I said, I thought earlier I think Keenan Davis looked a bit off for me today, and I thought Brennan Johnson wasn't particularly great in the first half. But I'd definitely bring Yates in, but I wouldn't change it all too much. I just think it was one of those games today. I do think it was just one of those games because I think that team's got incredible ability, but I think they were just off today all around.
Just tired. Spence, for me, like I said earlier, it's not that Spence had a bad game. He just didn't quite look his usual self where normally he'd bomb up the wing and take on players and that. It just looked off the pace like a few sloppy passes and a few sloppy challenges, which normally he's impeccable at him. He's sharp on it, and he just didn't quite look himself to me. And it's not a go at a lad or anyone else. You could tell he looked a bit tired. And like we say, they have played and crazy
it's
amount
small
of games.
margins, though. Another day we'd have scored 2 or 3 goals from him, and it would be a different story. He was in the positions, he was there or thereabouts, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 105 people there. Please hit the like button. If you can do, just hit the like. If you're on Facebook as well, come. And as well, please hit the subscribe button. Next target is 7K people. I have reached 6K. It's an amazing achievement. I'm proud of myself. So again, people, thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. Next door, I said, tell Matt, Stoke, said they had a few good players. I'm gonna play that. He scored for Stoke. Who was it? The one who scored first. Who scored the first goal for him?
Major, wasn't it?
Major. And
he celebrated nicely with A Block, didn't he, as well?
I know. Yeah, and I heard it wasn't a good sign. Some Forest fans threw something at him. So it wasn't a good sign. I think if
it's a silly boy, though, isn't he? Yeah,
it's a bit
shouldn't be doing that. Really, it's a bit silly.
What? Celebrating in front of the fans?
Not in front of our fans.
Oh, come on!
Especially if we might be signing him at the end of the season, it's not. It's not the done thing, is it?
Yeah, but what do you think of Stoke's performance? Still, I said it wasn't great, but I said they stuck in, and I said they gained a point against us today.
I always like Joe Allen. Every time you play against him, you think, yeah, I wouldn't mind him in our team. I think he's a very good little player. He's like a sort of baby Jack Colback, really, I suppose. And then there's that other guy from Man U in the midfield whose name escapes me, and he was good. I thought their midfield was good, basically, and the strikers. The guy on the left wing that looked like a little Spence, who was up against Spence. I didn't bother looking up his name, but he was handy as well. You know,
you're about Powell. You're about Powell, aren't you?
Powell is the guy in the midfield. That's right, Nicky Powell. And their left winger was handy. He gave Spence a bit of a game, didn't he? You know, they took the game to us. Having said that, they didn't create many chances, did they? They didn't really get through. But they moved us about a lot. I think that having the numbers in midfield, it asked questions, and Worrell was having to go up into the midfield sort of thing. And we saw Cook make a run right up into their half at one point. So it was kind of all open and a bit all over the place. So, you know, Stoke played quite well, I thought. But, you know, what can you say? I can care less about Stoke, really.
If you want to do a super chat, please bring them in. Please, it's a massive help to my channel, and as well, if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button and like as well. Like to hit this 98 people. I've got 20 likes. If you get me to 50 likes, please, before the show's done, it'll be a massive help. As well, Jay Martin, he's got a YouTube channel as well. Please go subscribe to the channel. He does buys content as well. He's new to the game. So please, like I said, he does something different kind of content. Did you do a vlog today, Jay?
I've done one. It's going to be out on Monday at 7. I'm on holiday on Monday, so I'm literally racing against time as well as going to work tomorrow. So yeah, Monday at 7 p.m.
Right, so
careful. Careful,
what?
Ben. He might have 7,000 before you. If they all go and subscribe to him, with those 6 or 7 Notts County fans, he might overtake them.
Right, people, listen, the link is below. Go and subscribe to Jay. Like I said, he does his content from a different angle. So go and subscribe to his channel. Let me ask you, Lee. I think Worrell. Everyone's laughing about Worrell going in goal today, and on the pitch, I don't think he was good on the pitch. If I'm honest, I think they had the Marja and who else was it? So who was all front with it? Marja, then that Marja, then a Powell, Allen, Baker,
Stephen Fletcher at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, someone who I don't think Worrell played great today. What was your opinion on him, Lee?
I don't think it was so much Worrell. I just think it was collective. Like I say, I just think all the games we've played lately, it's had a bit of a knock-on effect. They're a bit tired. I don't think Worrell had a bad game. I just think they were all slightly below par, weren't they?
We've had similar games as well, back to back. So it's been.
That's what I'm saying, the FA Cup, you know, it's going to have a knock-on effect, even with a fairly big squad.
But the way we defend now is completely different. Like with Houghton, it would be like so boring, safe passes. You know, anyone gets within 100 meters of you, pass it sideways or backwards. Whereas now the ball's at risk when we have it in the defence. And I think all the defenders, Worrell particularly, they're asking him to play the ball. They're asking him to sort of chase up into the midfield, cover for the fullbacks. He often gets dragged way wide. Personally, you know, it's not as pretty. He won't have games where it's just like McKenna-like, calm and everything. But they're asking. He's being asked to do more, and he's going to make mistakes. He's more like he's not like an old-fashioned centre half that just plays within themselves and has a really simple job to do. They're asking him to do 10 times more. Yeah, we're gambling.
Like you said with Houghton, how often did any of them come by the halfway line? The forwards really went over the halfway line.
And half of them didn't believe the other half existed. It was like the world wasn't flat or something.
We don't half just to try and get a touch of the ball. So
exactly.
You know,
they changed ends at half time.
Quite a lot since caveman times under Houghton. You know,
he was on the telly today. Oh, that was.
Oh, dude, I've seen it. Yeah, dude, I've seen it.
That voice. That was like nightmares tonight.
So,
yeah, it should be done.
They're doing a lot more, aren't they?
Yeah. I've got another super chat. Another one.
Crikey.
Nick Studden, £4.49. Thank you very much for the donation. As well, everyone who's donated to the channel, thank you very much. If you want to donate again, please. It's
Someone
supporting my
was
channel.
discussing a £15 bid over here. It's like the transfer window.
If anyone wants to do a super chat, please, it helps me.
How much we're selling Bong for?
If you want to do super chat, please, like I said, support my channel. It is a massive help. And as well, subscribe as well. Hit the like button as well. There's 28 likes. If you can't get me to 50, please do. As well, people, because I'm going to ask this to Jay, like, what player that impressed you today?
Well, I mentioned Colback earlier. I think Colback was really good. I just think that he made very, very significant tackles. There was one in the second half where he just literally slide tackled on the edge of the box and stop a shot, and that was perfect for me. But I think he's very consistent, and I do think he is underrated. But I think I think as Lee said earlier, it's tough when it's one of those games where everybody's not really themselves, for that game, and they're all tired. It's hard to say for me who was the best. But I think it'd be probably safe to go with Cook, because I just think the way that he just cleared it out was just perfect. Because there was times when that defence was at risk, and he was straight away in there and clearing it out, and he managed to even get a little bit of a drive as well.
He did a run with the ball, didn't he, at one stage? Everyone was like, "What? He's still going."
I thought, God, he's going to do a hamstring now. Slow down.
Yeah, calm down.
I've got a Stoke fan on here, and from his perspective as well. Stoke fan here. I watched the game. Well, we dominated possession and we made hardly any big chances. I think they will be actually due to be strong defence. You will be up there this season. I think
fair analysis. I think.
I personally think today was we drawn, but it's a good point. Like against a team that wasn't great, but they could have finished us off, but they didn't. And Forest stuck there with the man Ryan Yates scoring. Let me ask you, like I said, who ask you, Matt? Who was your that best player?
Going back to Stoke quickly, I think Stoke could be a little dark horse to creep into the playoffs. They're not a daft team. They've got some good pros. So, yeah, I think they could be handy. Best player, I mean, I'd have to say Cook. I thought Joe actually played quite well, even though a lot was asked of him. Brennan in the second half was good. But I'd have to say Cook overall, because he's had a couple of slightly dodgy games where I thought he's outstanding today. And, Jack's Jack, and that's that. So, yeah.
Jack's just Jack.
Yeah. And just a little thing. Why did Samba lose his mind this week?
I know.
What did he do this week that you know about that might have made him a bit crazy this week?
What did he do?
Looks a bit hungover.
Last week he watched your show. Maybe you said something to him.
Wait, Matt, now don't even try.
You're to blame.
Listen to me, that's an outrageous allegation. That is a disgusting comment.
Conspiracy theory. What's going on?
As you know, people, I'm involved. I know there's a few Forest players that have been watching my vlogs, so I'm not getting blamed for this. This is not. I blame Lee. Lee gets blamed for this. I just someone to blame him because you know what? That's why I think the security card went to watch him today. So, but we're not going to mention what happened.
Where did he go to watch him?
I'm not going to mention it. Don't mention it, Lee, because there might be people underage watching this.
No.
People, like I said, if any questions from the panel, from Matt, Lee, and Jake, please put in the comments below. Like I said, we've got another 15 minutes and we'll be off. This is the next one. I think we spoke about this one. What do you reckon to have a step in? I think his last game was against, was it Wolves? Was it Wolves? I think his last game.
Passy one, wasn't it?
No, that
it was in goal against Blackburn.
Yeah, it was where he made the mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I think Matt, like that game. I think the positive I'll say from Habit, right? He knows how to pass. He's got a good kick on him, and I think he's a good stopper. But I'm a little bit confident that I know Bournemouth are up there, they're doing well, but I really personally think he can do a job for us against Bournemouth.
He's a professional. He's played at a high level. Like, if he can't step in right now, then it shouldn't even be a goalie. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should be of the mindset, I'm going to come in and keep Samba on the bench. That's what his mindset should be. This is my chance. This is my opportunity. Now he's got to take it, hasn't he? He's professional. That's what he's got to do.
He's too good to be a second keeper.
Yeah,
it's not like you'd have a normal second keeper who's not quite up to it. He's plenty good enough to be playing every week, I think.
I think as well, when he's doing the long balls, if he's accurate with his long balls, I think that could really, really aid the team, because we all know that when Joe Worrell makes that drive and passes it up, to either Brennan Johnson or, whoever's on the left, it's kind of, it works out well, and they can get the crosses in, and they can get the goals from those crosses. So I think it's important, if we have a keeper, that not only be able to keep the ball far, but also accurate. I've seen some of his matches that he played. I think it was over in the US, wasn't it? And he was really good over there. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like.
It's funny, has anyone else noticed, since Samba hit his head, his kicking has gone to pot compared to what it was? Because for the last 2 or 3 years, he's hardly misplaced a pass. But in the last 2 or 3 games, he's misplaced more than he ever did before that.
I think it's concussed.
Sorry?
Do you think he's still concussed?
He might be. That. Yeah, but I don't think he's still concussed. But I think it's more that he's asked to do, crazy kicks right to the, wing back, low to head back in, and all this kind of stuff. They're just asking him to do more difficult stuff. But still, I think his kicking's gone a bit awry, hasn't it?
There's a player that, you know what, I personally thought he was not be back. Alex Martin came off the bench, and Lee, was you surprised he was on bench today? I was.
Well, I think it was last week that he was like back in training and stuff. No, it was good to see him back, and he had 1 or 2 nice touches, didn't he? Obviously, he didn't, I wouldn't say play a massive part in the game, did he? But it was nice to see him back on the pitch, getting a bit of game time again, weren't it? After, because he's been out quite a long time, hasn't he? So we've just got to ease him back into it again, haven't we? But no, if we're going Alex, he's going to want to go full ball straight into it, isn't he? What it's like.
Well, Grabban's back next week. Well, last week. Knighton in goal next week. Grabban the week after. It's the way we do it, isn't it?
It's weird. That's why. This is why. You know what? From now on, if I hear any Forest players injured, I'm not believing him. Grabban could be back with Bournemouth. I bet you. Just resting him. So I personally think he could be back. But
get an hat-trick against Bournemouth.
Oh what?
Against Bournemouth. Grab an hat-trick.
Right. There's 10 minutes to go, and
it's probably because Marinakis has got to put a dodgy bet on it. So he's going to put a hat-trick for Grabban now, bring him back just in time.
Right, we've got let's say another 5 minutes and we'll head off. We're talking about that Forest, we've got Bournemouth, Samba's going to be off. I'll tell you, Matt, like, this Bournemouth game, it is massive. Like, what team would you put out there? Because, like I said, I think the team, like, I personally think we'll play Jono and Davis up front against them, because they are a tough side. So would you? I know Horvath definitely replaced Samba, but what would you make any changes for this game?
Well, I think they're going to have a break, a decent break. Cooper was kind of intimating that maybe he worked them a little bit too hard and they weren't fresh this time. So I think they'll be fresh and they'll be ready to go. I'd be tempted myself to give Surridge a start. And you're going to pick 3 in midfield, I think. Obviously, you've got to pick Cole back, and you're going to pick Yates, and you're probably going to play 3 at the back. So we're going to be solid. That's the first thing. Especially, I don't think the goalkeeper really makes a difference, but it's a bit of disruption. So you're going to play it safe, and we do anyway, even at home. So I think we're going to do that. I think Zinkernagel will step down. I would have Davis coming off the bench, and then I have the option of bringing on Zinkernagel, Davis definitely, Silva or whatever. And you can, and if we need to chase the game, you can take Cook off for one of them and change things about dramatically. So that's what I would do. And going back to Surridge, I think he's been a really good addition, almost as good as Davis, and he looks very handy. He looks like he wants to get in physical confrontations with people, and he can turn them and brings up, like today, he was up against 4 people at one point, and he nearly got through all of them right at the end, didn't he? So I'd like to see him given a start, really, just to Although I think Davis will be ready next week.
What about you, Lee?
I think next week we'll probably counter-attack a lot more. I think that's what we'll do. We'll try and pick them off. Because don't forget, they're going to have a lot of the ball. They're going to probably throw everything in the kitchen sink at us, aren't they? Because they're confident themselves, they're playing well. And I think it's a case of catching them on the break and letting Jono do his thing with his pace. You know what I mean? And then hopefully Davis is up there with him. I think that's what we'll end up doing, counter-attacking. It's kind of team
right, Jay. Right, I think I've asked Matt and Lee so many times about this conversation about Steve Cooper. How since he's come to Forest, how impressed have you been with him?
Well, I don't think I actually would have foreseen this situation happening. Genuinely, I'm an optimistic person. I'm always looking for the positives. Don't let me sound like Chris Hughton now. But I'm always trying to see the bright side. But I could not see any form of higher finish for Forest. And I know the season hasn't done yet, but I never thought we'd be in this position. I just think the way he's come and changed everything. He's brought in some fantastic players, not just panic buys. He's actually looked into these players, and I think Dane Murphy's done a great job with recruitment as well. I just think it's all just complemented each other perfectly. He's a very respectable guy, and I just think I always think it's a bit of a match made in heaven kind of situation. He's got still a long way to go, but he's absolutely fantastic. He's a quality manager.
So I know at Forest, the bottom of the league when Cooper's in. What was your prediction from the start of the season, and what was your prediction now?
I must admit, I always go for a 13th with Forest. I always go for a 13th or an 11th. It just seems to be where my brain seems to think we're always going to finish. But given how we started, I thought League One was almost just awaiting us. But currently, I think we're going to go 5th. That's my final prediction for this season. I think I'm confident with 5th.
Bloody hell! So Jay thinks you're going to finish 5th. Matt, I've asked you where do you think Forest finished? Didn't you, Matt? Did you say top 2?
Well, maybe might still do. No, no. Realistically, it's a miracle if we get in the playoffs. But now we have to. It's in our hands, isn't it? If we don't get in the playoffs, it will be because of us, not them being too good. It's hard to tell. You can run out of steam. Form's temporary, isn't it? It can all change overnight. You can get injuries and things. But I don't think it matters. Whether we go up this year, next year, or the year after. If we keep Cooper, it's 99.9% certain we'll go up in the next 3 finishes. So keep him. Take your time. Enjoy the trip. It's enjoyable, isn't it? Houghton, I couldn't care less. I didn't want, it's suicidal football. Awful.
I don't even care what he's doing now with Garner. I'm just so not interested. As long as he's over there out of the way, just stay there.
No. I mean, you don't care. Winning is nice, but you actually have to feel like you have a chance. We have no chance. Now we have every chance. And it's all about the way he approaches the game. Players want to play for him. Before they were going to retire early. They were talking to their financial advisors. How soon could they retire? They didn't want to play football anymore. Now they're crying. Loan players are crying when you want to send them back to their clubs. Keep me here. Let me play football. I love it. So different. And that's what you get. And you can see it on the pitch.
He's definitely the man to take us up, isn't he? I think.
People in the comments, what do you think? Do you think Cooper's the man to take Forest up? I personally think he is. I think he's done a fantastic job. But like I said, if Houghton was the man today, we would have lost that 4-0 today.
We'd have lost them all.
We tried to defend a 3-0 defeat, wouldn't we? With not to anymore. But I agree with Jay. I think around 5th. I think 5th's a realistic possibility because there's always someone who storms in, isn't there? And there's always someone who drops out right near this.
We've got 3 relatively easy games at the end of the season. So as long as we're thereabouts, it'll be down to us.
I would take a point at Bournemouth now. I would take a point now. I think that's a good point. Same with Fulham away. And then
definitely, yeah.
Win the I say easier teams. No game's easier unless it's Derby or Leicester. But in terms of the league, like they're all fairly tough games. Even like Barnsley scrapping a win against QPR, no one would have predicted that.
Did Barnsley win at QPR?
Yeah, beat QPR. Yeah.
And I think we know that.
Other teams are dropping points at times as well. It's going to go like a roller coaster up and down between.
You want to be playing mid-table teams at the end of the season with nothing to play for. That's what you want.
They don't care. They want to go.
You don't want relegation teams. You don't want Derby with like needing 2 points at the end of the season or something.
No, exactly.
Right, people. So Jake, carry on.
You know, I was just going to say our final point. I was just going to say I don't think there's any reason why we can't finish higher than 5th, because as Matt said, there's every opportunity to, to win and do well in this league this season. But I think it's going to be a process. I think 5th is a safe bet for me, and hopefully we go up.
It's ours to lose, isn't it? It's ours to lose.
Yeah, we've got everything going for us at the moment. We're going to have to change it. But the main thing is, we've seen the change with the managers. Let's change a little bit as fans. Let's be patient. Let's not get on the players' backs. Let's support them when they need supporting. And, let's realise you're going to lose games. Shit's going to happen. But let's get behind them 100% and enjoy it and accept the and
let's be allowed to get behind them.
Yeah.
Not penalised for trying to make a bit of an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Stewards, I hope you're watching, stewards. Let's penalise people trying to get the crowd singing and to build an atmosphere in everyone's instead.
Lee, don't talk about it, Lee. Don't talk about it, Lee. It's a PG on this channel. When you don't want to talk. You don't want
apparently
to
the club.
You know what my point was? I did complain to a student. My point was, I go away from home, right? Every other ground, there's someone beating a big ass drum. You know what I mean? And God knows what else. And then I get penalised because I'm holding my megaphone. I wasn't even using it. I was just holding it, walking into the ground. And then I'm going to say it. The guy followed me to the toilet and stood and watched me in the toilet. A steward. It's embarrassing. It's disgraceful behaviour.
It's even worse because you were doing a poo.
No, he was number one. That's it.
Right. That's it now. No more.
The thing is, that's a violation of my privacy.
Lee, okay, Lee, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm still taking my megaphone. They can do
it. Apparently, quick thing. The club have actually asked if Colback Jr. can take his boombox to Bournemouth.
Oh, what a legend!
It's been approved. So, fair play to the club for actually trying to do something to sort
of... Well, approve my megaphone if you're watching.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, people, we're going to get going. It's been another fantastic show. Like I said, my vlog will be out 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that's going to be a fantastic one as well. Next week, I'm off to Bournemouth, to the seaside to get my rock. But like I said, it's been a pleasure. Matt, thank you very much, Matt, for coming on.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, Mr. Microphone Man, Lee, don't get upset, Lee. I know Lee's gonna get upset about this now. So, Lee, don't go.
I'm not upset. I'm annoyed.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, Lee. And last but not least, like I said, Jay, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And like I said, people, Jay, like I said, if there's 151 people, go and follow him, please. His link is below. Like I said, he does YouTube channel as well, Forest as well, Forest content. He does a different view from my view. So, like I said, people go the link, subscribe. The link is below. Right. Thank everyone. Thank everyone for watching. And like I said, what a point today. And we're still around the playoffs. And like I said, there's a massive hope. But like I said, before I go, like I said, thank everyone for supporting my channel. Like I said, I've reached 6K. Like I said, if it wasn't for you lot, this wouldn't have happened. So I'd like to say thank you for everyone for watching this. And last but not least, like I said, I keep mentioning it. Kevin Campbell is coming on the 23rd to the 20th of April. Please come on the channel because Matt's got his ticket. I've got Matt on my table with me, so I've got annoying Matt with me. Sitting with me.
He's going to eat off my plate.
Matt, as well, Lee's going as well. Lee's next to me as well. So, like I said, people, it's going to be a fantastic event. And as well, I'm going to mention it now. If you can't get a ticket, I will be streaming it live on my YouTube channel. If you want to watch it live on my channel, please be a member. All it is £2.99, and it's going to be a private live show as well, people. So, like I said, if you want to be a member, the link is below. So it's going to be like a private show, so people like you can watch it. Like it's supporting my channel, and it's supporting 2 charities as well that will be supporting as well. Matt, what's funny?
No, I just the private show angle. I was just like Jay was like going on and off and on and off like a disco down there.
My brother tried to come in the room, and I was just trying to tell him to basically. So I don't want to get on camera.
You got to tidy your room, Jay. Is it past your bedtime?
Hey, none of that. Hey, none of that.
Promising debut.
Don't tell Mum I'm going to be
It's fine.
$2.99. That's way too cheap. It should be $12.99 or something.
Right, people, like I said, right. People, like I said, the deal is right. If people want to watch the live stream of Kevin Campbell on the Thursday of the 28th of April, it's going to cost £5 or no. How much should it cost it, Matt?
You just said $2.99.
No, yes, I put $4.99. $4.99.
Okay.
$4.99.
But then on the night, if you leave it too late, it's going to go up to $49.99, right? That's the way you do it, yeah.
So I'm going to give people a discount. Like I said, if they want to come on to watch the live stream of Kevin Campbell, that's South Bank. If you can't, if there's still tickets, people. So if you want tickets, message me. Or you know what, you can message Mike, you can message Lee, and we'll send you to the right direction to Lisa Fox or Malcolm Owen. So please,
you know what you should do? You should also do, Ben. You should let them ask questions. So if they subscribe, they can ask questions, and you can do a little interview with Kevin. How about that?
That'd be great.
Ben, why did you raffle a ticket? Raffle one ticket.
People that subscribe, one of them can come and sit on your knee during the thing. How about that?
Feed you dinner.
Right, people, if you do want a ticket, please message me on Instagram or Twitter, and then it's gonna be great. It's gonna be like a great show, something that I'm proud of. It's the first time on channel I'll be doing, and it's gonna be sponsored through DoreOnTour as well. But like I say, it's gonna be a fantastic show. So if you want to get, please do. Right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Vlog's at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then I'll see you next Thursday for a review show for the Bournemouth fan. Peace and love, everyone, and up the Reds.
Thank you. Bye-bye.